right, the champ is here, loved by many, hated by a few, respected by all, second to none. What, what, what day is this?
It is the 29th of July.
Is this the third?
No, it's not the third. It's not the third Saturday of the month. The third Saturday of the month came early this year. That would have been the 15th.
So why are you here now?
Oh man,
You throwing me completely off, man.
I am because I'm supposed legal standpoint is on the third Saturday of the month, and this is like the fifth Saturday.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
You got it like that?
Yeah, the fifth Saturday. What's going on?
I mean, what's going on? Why?
Well, the thing is, I'm a member of New Hope Baptist Church.
And Michael, Todd, legal standpoint. You got to
yeah.
tell them who you are.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like they already do. They already know.
Wait a minute. I thought that's what you were supposed to do.
I'm Ed Gray, Commish Radio Show, and legal standpoint, powered by the Commish Radio Show.
All right. Yeah. Come on now.
Michael G. Todd.
You know what, man? You just do stuff to upset me sometimes.
I do.
Yeah, Michael J. Todd, man. I keep telling you that, man. And I know you remember that. You just say stuff like that, man.
That's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Michael J. Todd, and I'm a member of New Hope Baptist Church. New Hope Baptist Church. We had our 150th anniversary this year, and we are the oldest black church in the city of Dallas. We were founded by 7 families back in 1873, just 8 years after the end of the Civil War. And so our 150th anniversary celebration started, unfortunately, on the third Saturday of July, which was the 15th. We had a wonderful picnic over at the church campus, had big tents and everything, had barbecue, had all the people out from the church, man, all the people from the neighborhoods. They came through. And then the following weekend, we had a brunch that was hosted out at Paul Quinn College. And man, we had a great time out there. The food was delicious. The hospitality was great. And then we had what we called our Super Sunday service on Sunday. So the third weekend and the fourth weekend were tied up with New Hope Baptist Church. So as a result, I'm here today. I'm a little late, but a lot of, and I'm gonna tell you.
Man, what do you mean you're a little late? You on time.
Yeah, I know, but I mean it's the fifth Saturday, man. That kind of, and you know why?
But you know, justice is always on time, brother.
Well, yeah, it might be on. It's on time because when it gets there, you have no choice but to accept it when it's there.
Okay.
But I mean that doesn't mean it's always on time.
Okay. All right.
You had some heartache and and things that may happen. And it really hurt me the third week because that's when the Trump indictment came down.
Yeah, I was ready for that.
As
man.
it relates to the classified documents.
I was
stuff.
ready for
so
that.
I'm reading the Trump indictment, man, and I'm biting at the bit, and I can't even come.
And you had 100 and how many pages was this, man? 119.
No, it was 60. Well, it was a little bit less than 60 pages, but when I hit the print, man, they said it was gonna be 120 pages.
120. I know it's pretty close to 119, 120. Yeah. 120 pages of you reading that indictment.
Yeah. But he got the indictment came out. I think it was like June 9th or something like that, and had about 37 counts against him. And so it's some interesting reading, man. Interesting reading as it relates to what was going on with this young man, this older gentleman.
Oh, you think y'all? Well, yeah, you back in the courtroom now. You call him young man, like you defending. Hey, he needs some help.
Yeah, he does, because he has a hard time. Not only does he have a hard time securing legal talent, but he also has a hard time following advice of legal talent.
All right, now.
Which leads to some of the problems that he
Counselor, let me ask you a question now.
All right.
Now, if he was to call you up, would you accept it?
Man, that's a hard. From a political and personal standpoint, I would say no. But I would listen to how much he's willing to pay. Because that one representation.
That'll do it right there.
Hey, that might put you in a different situation.
Yeah.
You know, you got to think. If you called up and said, "Hey, Mike, I got 10 million for you," man, y'all might have to talk about me a little bit.
Yeah, well, see, all this time we were talking to, we were talking about all them other brothers who go up there to Trump Tower. You'd be up there too, huh?
Well, it would be hard.
It would be hard.
It'd be hard.
But he ain't asked you, you ain't did it, you ain't gonna do it, so it don't really matter.
Yeah, and you know what? That reminds me. Sometimes when I go over to Ed Fluellens at Fluellens International.
Oh, you doing commercials now?
No, man. I was just talking about my man, Ed Fluellens.
Oh.
Sometimes, you know how when you go over to the barbershop,
Where would this happen to be at since you?
it's over off of Overton and is that Keast? It's Keast, Overton and Keast.
Okay.
No, Overton and Lancaster.
Okay.
Yeah, Lancaster.
Okay.
Keast. So anyway, whenever you go to the barbershop, whatever the big legal case is at the time, everybody wants to know your opinion since you're the attorney, right?
Right. That's the reason why they're listening to the show right now.
Yeah. Well, maybe so. But, you know, the difference between the show and the barbershop is this. Is at the barbershop, I tell folks, hey, man, ain't nobody paid me to think about that case y'all talking about. You know, you got to pay me to think about a case. I don't just give out free advice. So, you know, from that standpoint, just when I'm sitting here, you know, I'm really not trying to, you know, think about Trump and all that stuff other than as the context of the show.
Okay. So let's go with the context of the show, man. Because we've been, it's clearly obvious we have a bias, it seems to be, for the truth.
Well, yeah. When you said bias, I was a little thrown. I thought you were going to say a political bias, but the thing is this, you know, I know Republicans, I know Democrats, I know independents. You know, I mean, everybody has a different view of things.
Now, this ain't a political deal, but
Right.
it's just it's
It's
about the truth.
Yeah. But the thing is that when you look at some of the stuff, number one, that we've watched him do over the years,
And we have done it.
and then you read this indictment, man. I mean, this is some mafia stuff, man. I mean, this dude is a crime boss. And
Hey, can you get away with saying that?
okay, you're right. Let me back up. This dude operates like a crime boss.
There you go.
All right.
I'm not a lawyer, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night.
Yeah, he operates like a crime boss. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, this whole thing is just really crazy. You know, this indictment has, you know, now it's been superseded, right? Since the indictment first came out, and just so people will know, when you're dealing with a federal case, what happens is that the case goes before the grand jury. The grand jury votes. If the requisite number of people vote true, then an indictment is returned. So an indictment, when it's returned, an individual that's charged has to come out. The person has to be apprised of what the indictment says. And, of course, they have to start the process by what we call an arraignment. And they had an arraignment for Trump. You know, him and this other guy, Walter Nada.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go in, they said not guilty, things of that nature. But just because you have an indictment and you may have answered that doesn't mean that maybe an investigation has concluded or there may not be additional investigation that's ongoing. And sometimes what will happen after the initial indictment, when they have additional information, they could either add additional counts against a person, or they could add additional people to the existing indictment. And when they do that second indictment, they call that a superseding indictment.
Got it.
Because number one, you had the indictment, now you have superseded it with a new indictment. And I've had cases before where they have, you know, first superseding indictment, second superseding indictment, you know, 6 or 7 superseding indictments.
So this could go on and on.
Oh, it could go on. And, you know, in federal cases, man, especially when you're dealing with stuff like drug cases and things of that nature, I mean, you can have a case, man, that goes on for years because you have the first wave of people that were indicted. Of course, a lot of those people give up people, and then, of course, new people get indicted. Those people give up people, and new people get indicted. And you can have 5, 6 different, you know, you can end up representing 4 or 5 people on the same indictment, but at different time periods. So the superseding indictment. I saw Josh is it Josh Hawley or Josh Haley?
Josh Hawley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was coming out talking about this is
That's
ridiculous.
the guy from Missouri.
The senator talking about
Right.
This superseding indictment. This can't stand. Like this is something out of the ordinary. But it's a pretty standard practice. So from that standpoint, it's just something there. And the thing is, Ed, is that while we're dealing and talking about the classified documents indictment and superseding indictment today, Smith, who's the special prosecutor, has also sent Trump a target letter as it relates to the January 6th investigation.
So that's a different one.
That's a whole
January
different
6th.
case. So Smith is investigating Trump on at least two matters: the classified document matter and also the January 6th matter, as it relates to whether Trump was in a conspiracy with other individuals to gin the crowd up to stop the peaceful transfer of power. Now, when a person gets a target letter, because I know a lot of people say, well, what's a target letter, Sometimes when that grand jury is doing an investigation, they may send out a subpoena for you, or they may send out a target letter. Sometimes they'll ask, they'll just contact you and say, hey, I need you to come in and talk to the grand jury. And so a lot of times, as an attorney, we'll get a client that says, hey, man, they sent me a letter, and I have to call the prosecutor and say, well, what's the capacity that you want to talk to him in? Is it as a witness? Are you saying that he's a target? Are you saying he's an individual that's not a target now, but that could be a target? So you have to have an understanding of what the context of the request is, so you'll know what type of response to give. So from that standpoint, but the target letter, when they say you're a target, then just like Trump said on his little Truth Social, that means most likely you about to get indicted. I'm a little surprised it didn't happen this week.
So if you're a target, and like we're just talking like some brothers like in the hood, in Oak Cliff, that's our hood.
Right.
If it's a target, that means, as we would say, that's your ass, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Because it's kind of like
some of the folks like listening going like, you're going high over our head. I just want to break it down to you.
Well, okay, I'm going to say it like boys in the hood.
Okay.
He's a mark.
Got it. All right. Our producers over there, you understand what that means?
Of course.
Of course. All right.
You remember that scene in Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude pulled over the shotgun and act like he was going to shoot him and said, Mark.
Yeah.
yeah. He's a mark.
He's smart.
He's a mark. So,
okay.
But let's talk about this indictment, man. This indictment that we do have. You
got enough power in there? You got your power strip over there?
Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
I mean, you said 120 pages. That's a lot.
No.
I mean, if you drove over here, you had it on, you could have just.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because that's a lot.
No, we're good. We're good.
120.
No. Yeah, it's 120 pages. So let's talk about number one, the types of counts, right? And then let's talk about some of the allegations that they have to be made. Now, one thing an individual has to know, right, is just because somebody's indicted doesn't mean that they're guilty of it, all right? Because what we have to understand that there are different standards of proof. For a person to be indicted, then the only thing that has to be found is what we call probable cause, all right? Probable cause means that a crime may have been committed and the person charged may have committed it. It's a very low standard. If we had to put a percentage on it, we'd be talking about like 33%, something like that, right? Then you had a next standard of proof, which is called preponderance of the evidence. That's what you do in civil cases like car accidents or medical malpractice or something like that. You just have to prove it's more likely than not. A lot of times, attorneys, they always, when you go to law school, they say you fill the glass up, that's halfway, and then you put one more drop in it, and then that's a preponderance. All right? So 51%. All right? Then you have what we call clear and convincing evidence. That's a higher standard. Let's say if the state of Texas is trying to terminate the rights of a parent from their child, then the standard is clear and convincing evidence. And some commentators have said that's like 75%. Then what you have is that you have the criminal offense, which is the highest standard, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, there's not a definition in state court for beyond a reasonable doubt, but in federal court there is. And it basically says it would be the type of evidence that will cause you to act without hesitation in the most important of your own personal affairs. So, whether I'm going to get a operation, right? Whether I'm going to buy a house, buy a car, whether I'm going to invest my 401k in something, would the information you have be the type that you would act without hesitation in the most important of your own personal affairs? Mm-hmm. So just because a person's indicted with that low standard doesn't mean that they're actually going to be convicted. Just this past week, I had a trial myself where a guy was, charged with a very serious offense. He was looking at 25 to life with no possibility of parole. And after a week of trial, the jury came back yesterday with a not guilty verdict. So he was indicted, but he wasn't convicted. So we've got to make sure that we're mindful of that.
Indicted, but not convicted.
Indicted, but not convicted. And since he was found not guilty, of course, it will all be expunged. So I'm sure that Trump is hoping that he's going to get some type of relief as it relates to the case itself.
Indicted.
He's indicted, but he hadn't been convicted yet.
Hadn't been convicted.
But the thing is this. It's a pretty strong case, it looks like to me, as it relates to. They've got a lot of deals here, and let's just break it down and talk to it just like, two brothers from Oak Cliff.
Okay,
all right? All right. So the first thing is this. A lot of the counts are dealing with him maintaining classified documents, right? And these classified documents go through a lot of process, man. You got top secret, you got secret, you have confidential documents, you have certain documents that are only to be read in what we call a SCIF, which is a secure, compartmentalized, location, members of Congress and things of that nature. So you have these documents that are classified, and then the individuals that have access to these documents have to also qualify to be able to read them, to this classified information. Well, when he's the president, of course, he can read all the stuff, man. Everything's coming to him. He's calling the shots. But unfortunately, when he lost the race fairly.
He lost?
Yeah, he lost.
You sure about that?
He lost. Yeah. You know what? It was something in that investigation that they sent him the target letter on.
Uh-huh.
That I read some stuff where they've talked to some of his people, and they said that those people were telling him that there was no validity to these claims of fraud. So yeah, he lost, and he knows he lost, but that's not the political game he wants to play.
What if he was saying it was a preponderance of evidence that he lost?
Well, the thing is this though. This is the thing.
He ain't that smart to figure that out.
Well, I know, but this is the deal. Remember, he instituted over 60 cases trying to overturn the election.
And lost 58.
He lost 59.
59.
He won.
Man, I hate when you get me like that, man.
Yeah, he won one.
I always so precise, you lawyers. I always do me like that.
He won one. The one he won,
What he won?
They said that his poll watchers, rather than being 30 feet from the table when they counted the votes, that they could be 15 feet from the table. That's the one he won. So they just, he won out of all 60 cases.
That's sort of like playing cards, right? I mean, what do you have?
Right,
yeah.
Right. Hey, wait a minute. He got to move up his chair 15 feet. That's all. But that's what he won. But the thing is this. So he lost, and after he lost, there's a process that he could go through that he could maintain his ability to be able to see, classified documents. And the indictment says he did not go through that process.
Okay, so if you're president, you can see it anytime you want to because you're the president. Now, once you lose, which he did lose, you can still see it, but you have to go through a process that you can see
Right,
it.
but you can see things, because what would happen is this. Let's say if Biden needed to talk to Trump about something that he had, that had taken place during his watch, and he wanted to call him up and say, hey, look, what about so-and-so? And he says, hey, man, send me the documents over, so I can refresh my memory, so I can, bring you up to speed, right? So if it was something like that, where he needed to know, then those documents could be sent to him. Even if he goes through that process, that doesn't mean he gets to just hold and maintain documents like he was doing. He would be able to see documents that he needed to know, that he needed to see on a need-to-know basis. You follow what I'm saying? You see, it's a difference. In this particular case, he didn't go through the process to qualify for the need-to-know, nor, and on top of that, he kept a bunch of documents himself, right? And he had these documents all in boxes and news, with news clippings and all kinds
like
of stuff.
newspapers and
all that kind of stuff.
But but they said that he had to hurry up and move out of the White House, and he was packing. That's what I read.
Yeah. They said that.
And I'm going like, when did the president of the United States ever just have to pack himself?
Right. Well, he's saying that he had other people packing for him, and he didn't know what was all in the boxes. Maybe some people grabbed some stuff by mistake. But what you have to understand is
so they had like the latest sports magazine and all that kind of stuff, and then classified documents.
Right. Because he read a lot of newspapers and watched a lot of TV. Which always used to amaze me, because if I was the president and I had access to all the informational avenues, what I need to read the newspaper for?
It's old news by the time.
Man, I'd be like, hey man, bring me all the stuff about the flying saucers. Bring me everything about the Kennedy stuff. I mean, I'm about to, everything that I've thought about and, what if, I'm about to find out right now. So why would I need to read, a bunch of newspapers and stuff? I'm making news. I'm the news. But that aside. So the thing is, he says he has all this stuff packed up in these boxes, and we've talked about in the past how he had these boxes down in Mar-a-Lago. He had them, at first he had all his boxes, over 80, 90 boxes, man, just sitting in the ballroom, right?
Right.
And this place, the indictment outlines, man, there are hundreds and thousands of people that come through Mar-a-Lago, and these documents are not secure. So then they decided that they were going to move the documents.
Because somebody tipped them off and said, you got all these documents over here by the ballroom.
Right.
Somebody could get them. They said, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
let's move.
They moved them to a bathroom and a shower then.
Bathroom and a shower.
Bathroom and a shower. Yeah, so they just had all the
more
documents.
secure.
Yeah, that's more secure. Less people, everybody can go to the ballroom, but only, let's say, all the males can only go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Got it.
So that cut down at least
So
half
like
of the
half
people.
of them.
Yeah, that's half of the people. Okay.
So now it's secure.
Yeah, well, semi-secure in their mind, right?
Because now, you asked for us to secure it, so we secured it.
So they secured. So then they decided.
But wait a minute, hold on. I know you wasn't there, but because it's my job. You're the lawyer. I'm the devil's advocate, so to speak. So they go into this bathroom and they lock it up in the bathroom and everything. And that is supposed to secure it? Really? Seriously?
Well, that's their contention. Well, I'm sure that's what. I guess that's what they're going to say.
Okay.
I mean, that doesn't sound like it would be too plausible of a defense.
In the shower?
To me. Yeah, in the shower. Yeah. But up to this
what
point,
happens if the water runs?
Yeah, it could have ruined all the documents. Huh?
I mean, I'm just seriously speaking. Yeah,
it could have been a water
really.
breaker.
Really, that wasn't me cracking a joke, but it's like, come on.
But more importantly, what if somebody just happened to walk in there and start going through the boxes and got a bunch of classified stuff? I mean, that's a little more. And guess what? At one point, when all the stuff was in the bathroom or whatever, right? It may have been the bathroom, the storage room. They moved it from the bathroom to the storage room after that. But they said that the storage room had access points. It was off a hallway that had access points from the pool, like 4 or 5 different access points.
So somebody from the pool
could have went down the hallway and got into the storage room.
Right.
And they said at one point, I believe it was the storage room, they said they went into the storage room and the boxes had fell over. You know, all the boxes had fell out. And so you would think, oh, well, maybe they just shifted a little bit and fell. Or maybe somebody was in there rumbling through them and they fell. I mean, how would we know? Okay? So, but this is the thing, though. The government starts saying, well, you know what? Those classified documents are not his. Those are the U.S. government's documents. And we want them back.
Right.
So they start saying, well, hey, look, we need the boxes back. We need the stuff back. So what happens is Trump and them say, hey, okay, we got some boxes. We're going to give you these boxes, right? And so they gave them some documents, some boxes. And then the government said, no, we think we got more boxes. And that's when they served them with the subpoena, right?
So he did the okie doke.
Right. Now,
so you want the boxes, I give you back these boxes.
Right. Because guess what happened?
But did he know what's in? Well, you wouldn't know that either.
Well, wait a minute. We're going to get to did he know what was in the boxes.
Oh,
because guess what?
What?
The allegation in the indictment says that they started taking the boxes from the storage facility up to his house, his residential place at Mar-a-Lago, for him to start going through the boxes.
Oh, so he knew.
So as he's going through the boxes, you follow what I'm saying? They're also, it's taking a little while. So the government is saying, we're going to come down and we need y'all to look through these boxes and y'all need to tell us, what's in these boxes. Mm-hmm. So Trump's people say that they're going to go through the boxes, right? You got that? So they take 64 boxes out of the storage room up to Trump's place, right? Trump's attorney is coming back in 2 weeks to be able to look through the boxes, right? They only returned 30 of the boxes.
Because somebody's doing something with those boxes.
Well, but listen, 64 went from the storage facility to Trump's house. Only 30 came back to the storage facility. The attorney comes in 2 weeks later for Trump and goes through the boxes, and he says, okay, these are all the classified documents. He doesn't know that there's still 34 boxes up at Trump's crib.
Man, you know what? Perhaps Trump was looking for another house to put him into.
Maybe so, but...
And you know what? I think it's time for us to pull that other drop out. So let's get the producer to play this that we're running up on the 20-minute mark. So let's go ahead and run some drops, and when we come back, we'll talk about, hey, where they could have been at.
Right.
All right. All right.
Hi, my name is Gail Todd with Townview Realtors. If you find yourself in the market to buy, sell, lease, or maybe you want to be a part of this hot real estate market by investing, just give my team of professionals and I a call at 214-675-9572. Again, that's 214-675-9572. Or you can email me at gtodd88@yahoo.com. With me, it's all about you.
Who was that masked man? You mean you don't know? That was no masked man. That was the Commish. Saturdays from 5 to 6 p.m. on the Fishbowl Radio Network.
What's up, beautiful peoples out there? It's your boy Mar, a.k.a. Cool Pop Watson, baby. Make sure you check my man out 3 to 5 every Saturday. Commish Radio Show. Make sure y'all come check my man out.
I'm Pastor Freddie Haynes. I listen to the Commish Show on the Fishbowl for my social activism information so I can be a better agitator.
Hi, this is Howard Scott from The Howard Scott Show, coming to you from beautiful Arlington, Texas on Fishbowl Radio. You can catch me every Wednesday from 6 to 7, and we play all this war music, and you get to hear some of the songs that I wrote when I was in the band War, how I created the songs, the stories behind it, and we start off with the blues. You have a good time talking to me, so tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 7 and catch The Howard Scott Show. We're having a whole lot of fun on Fishbowl Radio.
Jump in.
Was talking before the break, we were talking about the documents, and they moved them from
the storage facility
to
the house. 64 boxes.
64.
But only 30 came back. And so they knew Trump, the indictment alleges that Trump and his co-defendants knew that the attorney for Trump was supposed to be coming in to review the documents, to review the boxes to see what documents were there.
All right, now this is really getting deep. Now, if they did that, then somebody knows what's in those boxes. Now.
Right, or they're afraid either they know what's in the boxes or they suspect things are in the boxes and they just don't want people looking through. They do have quotes from Trump talking to people before his attorney was supposed to come in and review the boxes, right? Where he says, I don't want folks going through my boxes, right?
What's in those boxes?
It's just classified stuff, I would assume.
They classified. It's not like that's his stuff.
Yeah, but for some reason, he feels it is.
It's his stuff. It's like...
Or maybe he's trying to use it for something. Because they do allege that he showed classified documents on 2 separate occasions. Now, they were talked about, and they included that in the superseding indictment.
That's second indictment.
That second indictment.
The indictment on top of the first one.
That's correct. They said that it was some people that came in to interview for a book. They said that he showed them some stuff.
So I got that right here.
Yeah, he said I got it right here. And the way they outlined it in the indictment, it sounds like he actually showed it to them, right? And then they say he also showed some classified documents to a person that was with his political action committee in another instance. But check this out, though. We're talking about the boxes, right?
Right.
He knows that his man is supposed to be coming in to get the boxes, go through them, and then give the classified stuff to the FBI, right? Mm-hmm. He only has 30 boxes to go through. So the guy goes through, he gets all the stuff, and all the classified stuff he puts in a special little folder, right? And then he meets with Trump afterwards, according to the indictment. And Trump allegedly asked him, anything bad in there? And he was like, no, we just got the documents and stuff. And then he says, well, why don't you take the documents back to the hotel with you and put them in the safe? And if there's anything bad in there, you might just want to maybe pluck it out.
Now, earlier we were talking about things, and it was like he works like a
crime boss.
Right. We didn't say he was a crime boss.
Right. Works like one.
But we said he works like a crime boss. Want to make sure we said that right.
Right. According to the indictment. Right. So he kind of gives.
So that's sort of like it was in Georgia when he was behind in 11,000 votes, and he said all I need is
11,841. That's all I need, and I just made that number up.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't doubt it. You'd be right on the point. I'd be right there at the point, and you said no. You correct me and said no, 841. You probably right.
Right. So, but the thing is, so he sits there and he kind of tells the guy, now the attorney, you know what he's probably thinking? He's thinking like I would have thought. I'm like, hey, man, dude ain't setting me up on this. So he went back to the hotel and called the FBI immediately.
So the attorney called the
FBI.
FBI.
He said, man, y'all come get these things, man. Y'all come get them. right?
Oh, so the attorney did that.
But let me tell you what happened then.
So his attorney did that.
His attorney called, but the FBI shows up the next day, right?
Right.
By the time the FBI shows up, they have called another attorney who didn't have nothing to do with looking at the boxes. And they get her to sign a certification saying that this is all, we've done a diligent search and inquiry and reviewed the boxes, and this is all the responsive documents. And she didn't, now why she would sign that, I don't know. She was not involved at all with the review of the documents. But that's kind of how when you're trying to do this plausible deniability thing. They told me they did it, so I just assumed that they did. That kind of stuff. So it turned out that, of course, they hadn't looked at all the boxes. Now, what also happened, though, was that when they were picking up the they were picking up the documents that day, right? The FBI looked around and they were like, "Hey, man, they got a lot of security cameras that are by this storage facility." So they said, "Well, you know what? Let's get a subpoena for all of the records, right? All the videos from June 2nd to June 24th, so we can see if anybody was going in and out of the storage facility." Well,
then they already went to the storage facility and got the boxes out.
Well, they've got the documents that the Trump people said that were responsive.
Right.
Right.
I'm putting all this together.
Right.
So the FBI looks around and they being cool and go like, "You see what I see?"
Right.
They say, "Yeah, I see a lot of cameras around there."
Right. So then they say, "Well, hey, let's get the cameras. Let's see what's going on." So they
wouldn't have those cameras over there if they wasn't there
right.
for a reason.
Well, and even if the reason was that they were just security,
the thing is
we need to see them because that lets us know if people had access to possible classified information.
Right.
So, it's just being prudent to try to protect your country and your country's secrets that, hey, look, let's just check and make sure. Because they could have looked at it and say, "Hey, man, ain't nobody went in there for the last 3-4 weeks, so at least we good about that." So anyway, Trump finds out that they want the videos.
No, this is gonna get good.
Right. So the little dude that is indicted with him, his
how you know he little?
I saw him on TV. He looked like he about my height, so he 5'9", 5'2".
He a little dude.
He little dude. Well, I would say if he's 5'9", he's average height. That's what I am. So anyway, what happens is that Trump says, I don't know about all this, with the box. With the video, right? So his right-hand man all of a sudden changes up his travel plans because they up in Bedminster, wherever that is, and then Jersey. So he decides he needs to fly back to Florida. When he flies back to Florida, he gets in touch with this other guy that's like the property manager, and they talk. And then what they do is they kind of bum rush the video man, and the conversation that was between the video man, right, and the Trump person. I need to just kind of read this from the indictment.
All right, it's got to be good because you stopped talking and went over there to the indictment.
Okay, so they say Nada sent a text message to
That's
Trump.
the little dude.
Little dude, right?
Little dude. Okay.
He sent a text message to Trump employee asking, "Hey, bro, you around this weekend?" He trying to make sure that
Wait a minute, he actually said, "Hey, bro"?
Yeah, that's what the text
That's
said.
what it says in there?
Yeah, "Hey, bro, you around this weekend?" Then Nada text the property manager. He says, "Hey, brother, you working today?" And the property guy said, "Yeah, I just left." And then they called each other and they spoke for 2 minutes. Then the employee, the video guy, he responds back text to Nada and says, "I'm local, entertaining some family that came to visit. What's up?" Nada says, "Okay, cool, no biggie. Just wanted to see if you were around. Enjoy, bro." So he ain't trying to tell him what he really wants. But then the property manager dude calls the video man And he says, hey, buddy, how are you? Walter called me earlier and said was trying to get in touch with you. I guess he's coming down tomorrow. I guess he needs you for something. The employee responded he reached out, but he didn't say what he wanted. I told him I was local, but entertaining some family that came from New York this weekend. He told me no worries. Then the video guy reaches back out to Nada and says, hey, bro, if you need me, I can get away for a few. Just let me know. So the guy says, sounds good. So then he flies in, right?
Dude flies in from Bedminster, New Jersey.
From New Jersey.
Flies in from New Jersey to talk to little dude.
Right.
Okay.
So now, Nada talks.
Sound like,
wait a minute. Nada talks to the property manager, and now the property manager goes to the video guy the next day, and the property guy told.
And this is a transcript.
This is listed right here. This is from the indictment. They say that the property guy told the video guy that the conversation should remain between the two of them. Then the property guy asked the video guy, how many days does the server retain footage? The video man responded that he believed it was approximately 45 days. The property guy says to the video guy that the boss wanted the server deleted.
The boss, that would mean Trump.
The Trump employee video guy responded that he did not know how to do that and that he did not believe that he would have the rights to do that. The video guy then told the property manager that he would have to reach out to another employee who was a supervisor of security for Trump's business organization. The property manager then insisted to the video guy that the boss wanted the server deleted and asked, what are we going to do?
And that's what he says in there.
Right.
That sounds like it got a wire, man.
Well, no, what they probably, the property guy, the video guy, they probably went to him and he was like, hey, man, I ain't.
No, but you got exact words of what people saying, a buddy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's like somebody was wired.
Well, no, they probably, this is like from text messages.
Text
stuff
messages,
like
got it, okay.
But that was related as it was a conversation.
Okay.
So that lets me know that the video guy is cooperating. He is a witness.
That's little dude.
Not the little dude. You got three people.
Okay.
You got
I'm writing all this stuff down.
You got Nada.
Say, producer, you writing this stuff down?
You got Nada, who's the Trump.
Nada,
who's the Trump.
Okay.
Trump personal brand,
all
right? You got the property manager. And then you got the video guy. Nada and the property manager are working together to try to get this thing done, to get it deleted.
Right.
Video man is pushing back. Video man is talking, and this outline of what was said is coming from the video man. Right. FBI went to him, told him, hey man, we just want to know the truth. Just tell us what happened. And video man said, you know what? I ain't going down.
Look here.
I ain't going down.
Right here. He said, you got it right on my phone. That's what he said.
Yeah. He said, I got it right here. So then the property manager calls back to Nada and tells him, hey man, you working today? Now he know he working because he down in Florida, right? So that's his message, like, I need to see you, dog. Come on over. So they say, right, that he texts back and say, I'm on my way to you. Then, now check this out. The property manager walked through the bushes of the northern edge of Mar-a-Lago property to meet with Nada, who was on an adjacent property.
He walked through the bushes.
Yeah. So Nada has told them that he wants this to be secret. They don't.
Oh, so he's gonna walk through the bushes.
Right. He told them people don't need to know I'm down here. You follow what I'm saying?
So meet me in the bushes.
So rather,
that don't sound cool.
So rather than coming to Mar-a-Lago, he's at the property next door. So the property manager is walking through the property, through the bushes, to talk to him, and then he walks back through the bushes, through the property to Mar-a-Lago, and then he did it one more time, right? And then Trump called the property manager, and they spoke for a couple of minutes, right? So you got this whole situation, man, where where he's trying to get him to delete the video stuff.
So what's on the video that could be deleted?
It could have been just people going in and out. It could have been individuals. It could have been the fact that it would have shown them taking the 64 boxes out and only bringing 30 boxes back.
That's it right there.
You follow me?
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yeah, I follow.
Which then leads to the whole search of Mar-a-Lago. You follow me? So you got all of this stuff that's ongoing, man, just nefarious type stuff. Where the brothers, they just down there, just trying to pull all kind of shenanigans. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, would you expect that the former president of the United States would be pulling stuff like that?
He's the boss.
You know? And the thing is, so now, not only is his body man Nada indicted, but the property manager is now indicted.
And the property manager's now saying, what in the world I get myself into?
Yeah, I know, but you know what? They said that Trump called the property manager and told him, don't worry, I'm going to hire you an attorney.
So did he get one?
Yeah, he got an attorney. But the question is, how long? Think about this, man. This dude used to be the valet at Mar-a-Lago, and then he got promoted to be the property manager. You know, how much you think he made, man? I mean, he probably, whatever. I mean, Donald Trump, who's supposed to be a billionaire, is calling you, getting you involved, right, in some illegal shenanigans. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you ruin this man's life?
He don't care about that man's life.
But why would you?
He don't care about him. He's very expendable.
Well, you know what? And that's basically what's happened, man. That man's life is going to be ruined now. He could end up being a convicted felon because Donald Trump did what? And you know what he'll do? He'll sell him on this dream. Well, if I get back in the office, right, then I'll pardon you. You know, he'll say some stuff like that. But the thing is, dude, is that, I mean, this guy is, this whole thing, and of course, what they're trying to say is that all of this, even though he's doing all of this stuff that appears to be wrongdoing, they're saying, oh, this is just political because I'm the front runner for the Republican nomination, and this is just politics. Well, it's not. I mean, the guy's doing wrong. And you know what? He has set this up from day one. When he lost in 2020, had you ever seen anybody announce for the presidency as fast as he did? He never stopped running. And you know why? For two reasons. To be able to keep getting money from people, right? To cover these shenanigans. A lot of this money that people are paying is supposed to be going
to lawyers.
It's going to lawyers. Going to lawyers for all of this, paying for the property manager and the video man's person, right? But the thing is that by him announcing immediately that he was going to run, if he would say, if I can't be the president and keep from being indicted, right? The next big thing is to be a candidate and leading candidate for that. That way, if they ever come after me, I can say it was just political.
Well, let's look at the bright side of it.
What is that?
At least the money's not going to pay for hush money for porn stars.
Oh, that's the other indictment. That's the other indictment. That's the state indictment in New York. Yeah. That's
lots of them.
Right. Yeah.
See, we're running out of time right now. We got about 6 more minutes to go. How many minutes we got? 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes.
See, he's like you now.
Yeah, but the thing,
see, I said 6 more minutes. 5.
Yeah.
Y'all been doing this to me all day today. I'm always short by 1.
Yeah, but it's really crazy, man. And what's really crazy, Ed, is that all the Republicans, they got 13 Republicans that are running for office, right? Or running for the presidential nomination. And all of them were in Iowa this week, right? First thing is this. Of the 13, Trump was there, so that left 12. 11 of them took the stage. They ain't say one mumbling word about Donald Trump. They scared of him. You follow what I'm saying? The one little dude that jumped up there and said something bad about Trump was the black Republican from Texas. You know, he used to be a U.S. Will Hurd. And Will Hurd basically got up and said that Donald Trump was a crook, that he was just running. He was running to keep from being indicted. And you know what they did?
Booed him off stage.
They booed him off the stage. How can people be so tied to an individual who has done so much wrong?
We don't have a democracy. That's what it is. We do have one, and that's who they decide to vote for.
But I'm saying, but how can you square that? How can you say this man has said in the past that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and nothing would happen? And it's true. You know, now we are trying to hold him accountable now, but Republicans are afraid of this man. I just can't understand. If everybody took the position, right, that he was a cancer, then there would be no, I mean, where could he go? The way he's able to survive is because he frightens people where they cannot work in a united front to defeat him. But it's like they don't want to.
Well, I'd like to talk to you more about this, next month, man.
Yeah, on the third Saturday.
Third Saturday. Hey, guess what? I can't do the third Saturday.
Why? What's going on, man?
I have a TED Talk.
A TED Talk?
Yeah.
What's a TED Talk?
A TED Talk.
With Ted who?
No. We'll come back next week. We'll explain what TED Talk is, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hi, wait a minute.
I'm bumping you, man.
Wait. No. Wait a minute. Like Ronald Reagan said, man, I'm paying for this microphone. What are you talking about?
We'll be back next week. But right now, we have a Gail Lamb Todd drop to play, and we'll holler at you guys back with Michael J. Todd.
I appreciate it, baby.
Yeah, see, I got you that time.
Hi, my name is Gail Todd with Townview Realtors. If you find yourself in the market to buy, sell, lease, or maybe you want to be a part of this hot real estate market by investing, just give my team of professionals and I a call at 214-675-9572. Again, that's 214-675-9572. Or you can email me at gtodd88@yahoo.com. With me, it's all about you.